It's summer and winter. Get it? Get it? This is the latest installment in the Samurai Force line by now Rave Toys. I'm not sure why they keep changing their name, but they have definitely stepped up their box game. I mean, look how shiny this one is. But I can tell you this, the boxes aren't the only things getting better and better. Inside this front flap, we get a little sneak peek of the Boar King, so that's a nice little Easter egg to show off their upcoming Bebop clone. Just so we're clear, this box is what contains the standard figure, and it already comes with a ton of stuff on its own, but if you end up getting this for yourself, you're going to want to make sure you get the custom kit as well. And before you think it's just some plain gray box, you're going to want to make sure you heed this warning on the back of the box so you don't assume it's some other type of mutant turtle character. But as you can see, the custom kit is what comes with all your favorite Party Dude items, so I don't know about you, but I'm definitely combining all this stuff and pretending this is Michelangelo. The first thing to know about this line is the turtles are kinda small, but they are absolutely packed with details. We'll take a closer look at the sculpt, paint, and articulation here in a little bit, but there are a ton of accessories to get through first. First up, we'll show off the head sculpt that comes standard on the figure. One thing to note is you can take out the hair knot if you want to replace it or leave it out. And this head is going for more of a full cover face mask, whereas the first alternate has the same kind of scheme going on, but it doesn't quite cover the forehead. The hair is a little bit of a different color, but you can swap them out between the two heads if you want to. They're both pretty similar, but I still like that we get both options. And then if you want something more traditionally turtle, we get the Party Dude head. This one has soft goods bandana tails, but they're kinda stuck in a pigtail position for me, so I'll have to work on bending them back into place. If you want to change up the look of the base figure even more, you can take off that chest covering, and that'll give Summer a little bit more of a standard turtle chest. I assume this head was meant to be more fun and silly, but I think it has kind of a sinister side as well. Of course, we had to have a standard set of nunchucks, but it's also really cool that they included the spinning chuck accessory. This one is really well done. I like the orange accents, and you can easily pop off the handle from the nunchucks to give it that whirligig effect. These are definitely going to be cool to use in toy photography, and of course you get a pair of them. Next up, you get this Rope Master backpack. It's got the two big coils of rope that actually turn and these little handles on the bottom. And then if you turn it to the side, you kind of get this rustic steampunk metal piece that is really cool. And it attaches to the back of the figure with those two pegs. You can plug these springy ropes into the top for another effect. And they have these kind of grappling hook ends that you can put on there. They come in both the open position and a closed. You get a set of both. You can see the spots for the peg holes right there on the back. It's a little bit of a tight squeeze, so just be careful. And even though it barely fits on screen top to bottom now, that is a really cool effect. Of course, you can store them in the ready-to-launch position as well. This is the first time in this line that we've gotten a skateboard, and this one is super well done. Spinning wheels, nice metal details on the bottom, Skateboard Boy written on the top, and then to make sure he stays on top, we get these pretty nice metal foot holders. You can adjust them how you like between the three pegs, but if you want to trick these things out even more, there's these rocket launcher things that go on the back, and they definitely step up the coolness factor. I wasn't sure what these little clear plugs were for, so here I am trying to pull them out. You absolutely under no circumstances should think you should do this, because I definitely sent one flying all across my filthy, filthy floor, and I am so lucky I found this itty-bitty thing down there, because without those two little clear things attached properly, I would never have been able to add the flame effect. Pop some photo lights underneath these things and they're going to look awesome. They're completely adjustable on a swivel side to side. You can spin them all the way around. Definitely a super cool addition that they did not need to include. Look how calm Summer stays when he's on a skateboard that's literally on fire. Of course, he still looks cool if you just want a standard skateboard, but that's up to you. We get this little rope thing that I guess is kind of cool, but I don't think I'll ever use it. It can attach to the nunchuck handle. But here's another super cool accessory, these itty-bitty crossbow wrist things. You get two of them, of course, and they clip on his wrists with ease. These things are just so fun. Really great detail, nice and compact. And I don't know if this was intentional, but the little handles on the backpack come out, and you can actually stick the little crossbows in the side for storage. I forgot to grab a pic with this installed, but I bet it might look kinda cool. But here they are one more time in the standard position, looking good. Summer comes with a pair of extra wide open hands, and then a set of gripping hands that aren't quite as closed as Spring's extra hands were, so that's an improvement. And the last couple accessories are pretty unique. You get this shiny silver spray paint bottle that has a few different sprays you can trade out. They're all the same mold, but you get green, blue, and yellow. He's got one gripping hand that's particularly well suited for the top of the bottle, and the open grip works as well, but I guess this one is a little more realistic. The final accessory is one I really wasn't sold on when I saw the promo pics, It's this giant set of modern looking headphones, and I just really didn't think it fit the vibe of the older characters in this line, but the more I see them on Summer here, the more they're growing on me. I like the little belt attachment tape player radio thing, and the headphones slide on pretty easily. They might be just a little bit too big still, but especially with this head sculpt, I think they really fit the character. I'm sure there are a few more unexpected combos you can do with this set of accessories, but after messing around with stuff I realized you could make this chuck torch. Definitely something different and fun. And then you can also do this like one-handed pickaxe thing, just in case he needs to climb up an iceberg. And if you really wanted to, you could attach that to the bottom of the spinning chuck effect, but I don't know how he would realistically use this. Alright, we are finally done with all those accessories and we can take a look at the figure itself. Like I mentioned before, all the figures in this line are just so detailed, they're really unlike anything else I have in my collection. Personally, I decided to stay away from the Mezco turtles because I knew I was going to be collecting this line. To me, they both fill a similar spot in the collection. A slightly undersized but hyper-realistic turtle with a ton of accessories. I think the advantage for this line over the Mezcos is that each turtle is so unique, and even though we haven't seen the Winter Raphael clone yet, I can tell he's going to be amazing as well. While I don't consider myself much of an expert when it comes to posing a figure, I do want to take a second to try to show off some of the articulation of this thing. They've added some extra cuts in the bicep and the upper leg that I think are hidden really well. And all of them seem to be moving really smoothly right out of the box. The double elbow is really obvious when you look at it close, so maybe an extra elbow pad or something would have helped hide that, but it does function really well, so I'm okay with it. There is a joint in the middle of the torso as well, so he gets a little bit of an ab crunch, but I think it's probably more useful as more of a twist. You can just get those slight little angle changes that other figures aren't capable of. The hips and legs are moving smoothly. The double knee does have a knee pad on the front, so it hides it a little bit. And then you can see that twist that he has right at the top of the thigh. Of course you can go too far and the paint doesn't quite match, but other than that, that joint is hidden really well. He's got a full 360 twist at the ankle, which is pretty cool, and each foot can angle up and down as well. I was probably most impressed with the range of his lower half. Of course you could do some of these extreme high kicks if you really wanted to, but I think the shape of the shell and the hips really lends for this figure to sit down, which isn't always something a turtle can comfortably do. And if you get him just right, you can make it look like he's practicing a sit and reach. Not that I want to bring up anyone's terrible childhood memories of the presidential fitness test. Here's Summer along with the other figures previously released in this line. He stacks up well next to the master figure, a little bit thicker but a little bit shorter as well. Here he is next to the Donatello clone, the Autumn figure. The colors are way different on these two turtles, but somehow it still works together. Autumn has that really dark, almost bluish tint to his skin tone, and then Summer is just so bright. Then finally we have him next to the original figure in this line, the Spring, and these two are pretty similar in height and overall build. Again, Summer has the brighter colors and way more goofy accessories, at least less serious, and of course has those few bits of improved articulation. And even though this line is nowhere near complete yet, it is definitely one of my favorites in the collection, and I am very excited to add more characters. So be sure to let me know what you think of this Samurai Force Summer figure. When it comes to deciding my favorite so far, it's a tough choice between this and Autumn, but I do think Summer is getting the slight nod, at least right now. Let me know what you think if you're going to pick this one up, and if you made it this far, please help me out by liking, sharing, commenting, and giving me a follow for more turtle stuff. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.